Hello there, welcome to the show. My name is Lewis Wieland, and I publish community profiles magazines that are distributed by the First Multiple Listing Service of Atlanta. The magazines are on my website, atlantacommunityprofiles.com, along with a great deal of other information about the city, including a resource directory. If you're looking for products and services for your home or business, please check it out. Um, the magazines include one for Atlanta, one for North Fulton, one for Cobb, and one for Gwinnett County. And they are available at the multiple listing service stores. And our guest today will talk to you a little bit about the stores and changes and additions and so forth on that. But I'm also a commercial realtor with Keller Williams Commercial Division, and my area of focus is multifamily, land, and office. If I can help you with any of your real estate needs, please let me know. My email address is lou at louwieland.com, Wieland.com. And every week or so, we interview community leaders, and also and by the way, the magazines are on the First Multiple Listing Service website as well. If you're a real estate agent, you can log in to that and obtain that and see that information as well. But our guest today is Jeremy Crawford, again, our um, president of the First Multiple Listing Service. And we're hoping to get a very up-to-date picture on what seems to be a pretty fluid market right now. Um, so, Jeremy, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much, Lou. It's great to be back.
So, a lot to talk about, and a lot of curiosity right now about the market. And as an agent, I'm among the curious. and It's a very dynamic and changing by the moment. So, Jeremy, give us a little update on what is the status of the real estate market at this time.
Yeah, absolutely happy to do so, Lou. And we all know that the mortgage interest rates have been on the rise, property appreciation has been on the rise, inventory has been at a low volume, and we're seeing some market dynamic shifts here at FMLS through all the transactions the brokers and agents do through the FMLS multiple listing service. I would say good news is even with the inventory challenges, Lou, we've had a testament to the brokers and agents that year to date through August, over $34 billion in transactions, both in residential sales, commercial sales, leasing, and rentals have been transacted through FMLS. Nearly 100,000 units this year have been transacted by the FMLS members, and that's pretty amazing considering the inventory challenges that are out there. And as we saw June and July start to soften in the dollar volume of sales, Lou, we actually started to see August increase compared to June and July. So July was down about 14% from last year at the same time, but then August we saw is only down about 7% in the dollar volume from that perspective. We're also seeing in the inventory status out there, Lou, the month supply is creeping up a little bit, but at only 2.1 months supply, that's still historic lows considering the market conditions out there for the inventory that we have. You know, a healthy market is typically 4 to 6 months supply, and we've not seen that since pre-pandemic, and we're not even near close to that from that perspective. We're also seeing, Lou, a lot of rental activity out there. The number of rentals within FMLS for residentials increased over 100%. So there's a lot of buyers and sellers out there that are bridging the gap using FMLS with their agents to look for more rentals. Year to date, we have 50% more residential rentals and about 10% more commercial leases in FMLS than we had at this time last year. So we're definitely see a lot of activity in the rental market as brokers and agents are helping their buyers and sellers be able to close the gap with the low inventory conditions and find a place to stay while they're still looking to buy. And we also like to take a look at the number of shows per listing, Lou, as you can see there on the screen. the number of shows per listing is dropping, but it's still above 6. And you're still seeing a healthy 10 shows to pending under contract on average right now. So there's still a lot of showing activity going on out there in the marketplace, even though the inventory is tight and the affordability factors have increased quite a bit. And the other factors we like to check on, Lou, is days on market. And again, median days on market for August went up to 11. So it went up just a little bit slightly, but 11 historically is still nothing. And I will say that the average days on market, again with FMLS, went up just slightly in the month of August, but you can see trending 21 days for all of the properties within FMLS is still a historic low for days on market. And I will mention we've been doing statistics, Lou, with our other MLSs in the state, and we've actually found if you list a property within FMLS, the days on market are 3 days less on average than any other MLS in the state of Georgia. So for the brokers and agents that are valued members at FMLS, their properties move faster through FMLS for their buyers and their sellers when they put it in FMLS and use the marketing tools that we provide to them from that perspective. So there's an extensive amount of activity going on still today in the market. It's interesting, we saw an increase in dollar volume in August compared to July. We're still seeing a lot of activity within the platforms of FMLS of buyers looking for properties through saved searches that their agents have created for them. So there's still a healthy set of activity. And nationwide, Lou, while you know I'm always not an economist and I'll never claim to be one, the Southeast in Atlanta is a very popular destination from those migrating from New York and Chicago and the West Coast, such as in Seattle and all across California. So we are not seeing the decreases in the sales volume like other areas are seeing out there. And finally, if you take a look at appreciation and building wealth within the home ownership community, we're still seeing great appreciation from the perspective of year over year. We're looking at the average sales price of a detached listing is up 16% compared to last year. And for attached, it's up 13% comparing August of 2022 with August of 2021. So from a home ownership perspective, that's still double the percentage of inflation that we're seeing as far as the appreciation in the homes in the South. And we're seeing those numbers be a lot larger than what we're seeing being reported from MLSs in other areas, as they're seeing a lot more softening and a less aggressive appreciation. Because quite frankly, Lou, people are moving to Atlanta from other areas for all the great things Atlanta offers, such as cost of living, great schools, great geography, great weather that you and I enjoy all the time, Lou.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. It is Atlanta's as I mean, I can't think of any place I'd rather live. And I've been here for 40 years, so. But you know, you're doing a lot of things, Jeremy, that are very exciting over there, including data share with other areas. Can you talk a little bit about some of the other areas that First Mobile Listing is expanding to, and how we
Yeah,
benefit from that?
absolutely. We're very excited. We know that there is a lot of relocation with our brokers and agents and the referral networks out there. And so we first launched Macon, Georgia as a data share before the inventory crisis and allowed our agents to have direct access to Middle Georgia MLS's listings. And then we added in this year, at the first of this year, Mobile, Alabama, because we see trends of buyers and sellers from Atlanta looking at second home properties in Mobile, Alabama at the Gulf Coast MLS, and all that data is natively available to our members exclusively within FMLS. And then 2 months ago, Lou, we launched our data share with Birmingham. So now our brokers and agents have access to all the listings within the greater Alabama MLS in Birmingham, an MLS with over 6,000 agents and brokers. And what's great is not only do our agents and brokers get access to those listings, but their brokers and agents get access to our listings to create a better referral network so that you have the opportunity to better serve your buyers and sellers with true real estate professionals being at both sides of the data and both sides of the transaction, even though that is in Alabama. And in November, Lou, which is just around the corner, I'm excited that the Stellar MLS data share will go live. Stellar covers over 75,000 brokers and agents in Central Florida. They also are the only MLS in Puerto Rico. So the FMLS brokers and agents at the first week of November will have access to all of Stellar's data in Florida. And then we will syndicate that down to the Stellar MLS because we know there's a huge buyer referral market for second home between Florida and the Atlanta marketplace from that perspective. And then last week, we just don't want to stop within the US, but last week we also announced, Lou, a partnership with Omni MLS. And Omni MLS is the Mexican MLS that covers Mexico, Costa Rica, they cover Bolivia, and they're looking to add other Latin American countries into that Omni MLS. And that partnership is going to go live within November as well. So Atlanta brokers and agents exclusively through FMLS will have access to the Mexican MLS that also includes Costa Rica and other areas in Latin America. And then beginning next year, Lou, because we just keep pushing the envelope, we are adding in Miami MLS and all RE Colorado, which is the largest MLS in the state of Colorado, covering the Denver metro area, as well as a lot of other areas. And so in Q1 of 2023 next year, our brokers and agents will have access to and syndication directly through all of those MLSs. So it's really our goal is to help connect our brokers and our agents with the real estate professionals directly in other communities without any fees, without any of those type of additional fees, doing it directly within the MLS, having direct data access within the MLS, and being able to refer buyers and sellers into or out of Atlanta into these other very hot areas, most of which are coming to Atlanta, as we discussed earlier. And so by Q1 of next year, our brokers and agents listings will be exposed through over 325,000 brokers and agents when they list with FMLS. So they're going to have the maximum number of brokers and agents and their underlying consumers looking at those listings in Georgia, in Alabama, in Florida, in Mexico, in Costa Rica, in Colorado, and we're going to continue expanding that network to give our brokers and agents the most data possible and the ability to not only do direct sales, but create referral networks at the same time right through the MLS.
Jeremy, as an agent with Keller Williams and Keller Williams Commercial, I can definitely see the value of exposing our listings to these tremendous number of additional agents who might be talking to clients. Our referrals will probably benefit tremendously, and we should be getting a lot more interest in Atlanta from people potentially moving here or even considering moving here when they see our prices, particularly relative to some of the prices in these markets, such as Miami, where prices are much higher.
Yep.
So I can see the
Abs-
value greatly of exposing our listings to markets that are interested in people in markets that are definitely very interested in moving here. It should be very beneficial.
Absolutely. And we're hoping it creates more business opportunities for our brokers and agents because with challenges with inventory, that's challenges in the number of transactions a broker and agent can do locally. So we're trying to help them augment their business in any way we can to have more opportunities to earn referral commissions on top of direct listing commissions by expanding their network of what they have access to.
The referrals are not to be diminished. The 25% referral fee, or in the case of inbound, 25% going out to referring agents from Denver and Miami, I'm sure that will stimulate a great deal of interest in the Atlanta market. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with the Lockbox reciprocity. I know you're doing a lot of innovation over there with that. Can you tell us a little bit how that was working?
Absolutely. And we've got some great news to announce today on top of that subject. But our brokers and agents have been needing access to more inventory and showing those homes. And so we've historically had Lockbox reciprocity with Georgia MLS. So your FMLS key will open FMLS and Georgia MLS lockboxes. We've had that relationship in place for many, many years. But this past year, we have added in Lockbox reciprocity for Central Georgia MLS. So FMLS agents can use their keys to open properties that are in Warner Robins. We have reciprocity with Middle Georgia MLS. So the agents can go access properties directly in Macon. We have reciprocity with the Dalton MLS and Carpet Capital Association. So in those areas, the agents can use their keys to automatically open those listings. And 2 weeks ago, we added Milledgeville MLS, further expanding the ability for Atlanta brokers and agents to open up those properties. And finally, I'm happy to announce, Lou, that last Friday we signed a deal with the Greater Chattanooga Realtors Association and MLS. So FMLS keys will exclusively open Chattanooga properties, which not only cover Chattanooga, Tennessee, but also cover Northwest Georgia, as well as Dade County is one of the mandatory listing submission counties for the Greater Chattanooga Realtors. That was turned on Friday afternoon of last week, Lou. So all of our Northwest brokers and agents can use their keys to access Greater Chattanooga Realtor listings. And today's the first time our members are hearing that today, Lou, as that deal was just done, and we're very excited about that. And we're going to continue these efforts. We would love for all the licensed real estate professionals in the state of Georgia to be able to do their business without additional fees or additional hassles of carrying multiple keys, having properties with multiple lock boxes and multiple systems on them. And all of these reciprocities, Lou, are at no additional charge to our FMLS members. Their keys are automatically turned on and they work today in all of those areas. So we want to make sure that the brokers and agents definitely get permission to do the showing, but then know they can drive up to the home, open those boxes, and show the home without the hassle and without additional fees. So we're very excited to be able to pave the way for this, and we welcome other MLSs and associations in the state of Georgia and in our bordering areas to open up Lockbox reciprocity to make it easier for the brokers and agents to transact real estate.
Jeremy, as a commercial agent, I can really see the value of this additional exposure because a lot of businesses are planning to move here as a result of our growth and low taxes and many other benefits. So all that additional exposure will be extremely beneficial to our commercial agents. And I'm sure that if you are a commercial agent, you might want to really take a long, hard look at listing your commercial properties with FMLS for that reason, because you will get exposed to investors who are interested in this area. But you're also adding some of the stores. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, with the needs of brokers and agents to have lockbox keys and lockbox supplies, Lou, we recognize that driving to Sandy Springs can be a little treacherous in Atlanta traffic with all the perimeter construction that's going on, especially if you're all the way up in Rome, Georgia. And so what we've done is we have traditionally had 3 stores, one in Kennesaw, one in Duluth, and one in Sandy Springs. And we've now expanded that to have contactless pickup lockers, just like you see at Home Depot and Amazon scattered across town. And as of last week, we launched our 3rd pickup locker, which is in Cartersville and Rome. So it's covering the Cartersville and Rome area and the surrounding areas of Paulding, Floyd, and Bartow, Gordon, and Chattanooga counties. And so we also have a storage locker out in Dahlonega, and we have a storage locker out there in Monroe. So all you need to do as a broker or agent is log into the website, order the supplies from our stores, and pick where you want to pick those up at, be it at a storefront or be it in a storage locker. So if you're doing business up there in Cartersville or Rome, as of last week, their locker went live. You don't need to drive from Cartersville to Sandy Springs or to Kennesaw anymore. We deliver those supplies to you, and those lockers are 24/7 that you can pick up those supplies, so you're not tied by office hours when you get stuck in traffic and can't make it to a store by 5 p.m. So we're very excited about that, and we want to continue expanding the ability of our brokers and agents and bring the stores and the items in the stores that are critical to their business, such as signage and lockbox needs, out to them so they can spend less time in their car driving to our stores and more time in the car showing buyers and sellers what they can do for them in transacting real estate, Lou.
That sure helps with our ability to generate income for our businesses. What about the training? During COVID, there were some changes in the training institute. Give us an up-to-date picture. What is happening with the online and in-person training institute?
Absolutely. As we all know, during COVID, we shifted to everything was 100% virtual, Lou. I'm happy to say today that in-person classes are now back in session, both at our FMLS training facilities and in broker facilities where we teach private CE accredited training. And then the good news is, as we've expanded the data that's available in the Lockbox reciprocity that's been made available, we now are fully certified in Alabama. So if you live in Columbus, Georgia, you can sit in one of our 3-hour CE classes and get Georgia and Alabama at the same time. But we didn't stop virtual. So we offer the virtual Zoom classes that earn you CE in Georgia and Alabama. We offer self-paced classes through MindFlash that will give you CE accreditation as well in Georgia and Alabama. And by the end of this year, we will be certified in Tennessee. And next year, we are going to pave the way to get certified in South Carolina with goals that we're going to be able to provide CE accredited training for most of the South for our brokers and agents. And that's a free member benefit. We do not charge for on-site classes. We do not charge to go to the broker's offices and teach in person. We do not charge for Zoom, and we do not charge for self-paced. Those are all member benefits, and we provide that also out to the Gulf Coast MLS and the Greater Alabama MLS as a service to their brokers and agents as well, since we are Alabama certified. Tennessee certified, hopefully be done by the end of this year, and South Carolina will be next. So we'll be able to help all of our bordering agents get the training and the certification they need as they're going across state lines in the South.
Jerry, you did mention one thing there that got my thinking cap going. What about the FMLS coming to various brokerage firms for training? I know that you do have some program of like that. Can you explain how that works? Or what are the guidelines?
Absolutely. Yeah, just reach out to us at training@fmls.com, and we will do private classes. We will either provide CE accredited classes. We have 33 hours currently within our program that we can offer. Do a half day or full day. All classes are 3 hours in length. And we will also do custom classes if a brokerage is looking for just a 30-minute or an hour class without CE credit. And we will schedule that with the brokerage and go out to the broker. Hopefully, we look for 10 or more attendees to be able to drive out, but we do that all over Georgia. So we drive all the way up to Cartersville. We drive all the way out to Athens. We drive all the way down to Savannah and everywhere in between to do private classes for our broker members. And we do also classes for the Middle Georgia MLS and send our trainers down and do training events in Middle Georgia. And upcoming next month, Lou, we're going to host a 6-hour CE day at the Georgia Club towards the middle of August or middle of October. So we're going to offer 6 hours of CE training at the Georgia Club where FMLS will pay for lunch. And that will be open to not only members, but non-members as well. So all of our brokers and agents are going to get invites to that so that we can reach out to those that are in the Athens and Lake Oconee areas to provide CE accredited training there as well. And that's going to be even open to non-members. So we're doing everything we can to help our brokers and agents be trained on the tools that we provide so that we can help them transact real estate as best we can.
One of those tools that I use regularly with the help of our very proficient support team that you put together is Remind, and it's really essential. Give us an update on, I know you have a lot of new products, but Remind is a particular tool that I use regularly every single day. Tell us a little bit about your progress with Remind and some of the work that you put into developing that program for agents.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got a lot of great features within Remind Pro as well as Remind Docs Plus and Remind Mobile. So with Docs Plus, we have transaction management forms from GAR. We have the FMLS provided RE forms. And now within there, if you're an Alabama agent, you have access to the Alabama state forms, the Mobile Gulf Coast forms, and the Greater Alabama Birmingham MLS forms are right there within inside of the Remind transaction management. But what's great about Remind Pro is it gives you farming tools that are available to look at homes with seller scores. It gives you a multitude of comp information. So instead of pulling in a single comp, like some know what the Zestimate is out there, every individual property has at least 6 comps on it. And then, Lou, one thing that I really do love, and I'll show everyone a screenshot here today, is as our brokers and agents help property managers or even have their own individual Airbnb short-term rentals, is right within inside of Remind. You can log into Airbnb. On the property sheet, you not only see a comp of what the property might sell for, but you also see what the platform is here today that I'm showing on the screen, Lou, which is AirDNA, that shows your investor buyers what the potential revenue would be from a short-term rental. So Airbnb aggregates all the data from Airbnb and VRBO and other areas. And as you can look here on the screen, Lou, I've got an example right here of a property on Lake Chattooga that its average daily rate of rent is $318. Its occupancy is 49%, potential revenue of $53,000 per year. This is great information within this that can show on any lake property or any short-term property, the occupancies, the rates, the revenue that a potential can earn, and agents and brokers can use this exclusively through FMLS right there within Remind and look at all the different areas in and out of Georgia, because Airbnb or AirDNA is a national platform. And so you can look by zip code of all the different areas and help your investor buyers. Or again, a lot of our agents own their own short-term rentals, and they can use this to help them price the property, look at what minimum stay rates are, look at potential revenue that's earned, and look at costs. So it's really great to take a look at this platform from AirDNA that we provide out there and show all the specifics. And we continue to provide, Lou, more and more rental tools out there, not just AirDNA, but we also launched Rent Spree, which is another platform for tenant screening that's been very popular. We offer My Rental, which is yet another rental tenant screening platform that is out there. And then we even added offer management to the Showing Time platform so that our brokers and agents can manage multiple offers in any type of listing that's within FMLS right there within Showing Time. We actually saw over 3,000 offers in 60 days through the offer management platform right there in Showing Time, where brokers and agents can manage multiple offers and the communication back to the buyer's agents on what's going on with each individual offer. So doing a lot with additional products and services. And I mentioned, Lou, really trying to help out on the rental segment, both short-term rentals and long-term rentals, so our brokers and agents can work any market through FMLS, not just a residential sale, but also rentals, commercial leasing, short-term rentals, anything we can do to put these tools in their hands as free member benefit tools. We're doing our best to do that, Lou. So very excited about AirDNA. It's a really cool tool. I recommend everyone check it out, even if they just want to check it out for their own purposes.
Jeremy, question. That is training on those programs. What is the training curve, or the learning curve looking like on using those programs? Are you providing training, or is it self-explanatory? Or tell us a little bit about what kind of training is required to regularly use those new products.
Well, I will say with AirDNA, it's extremely easy to use. It is a very easy interface to use. Remind Docs Plus and Remind Pro, the Showing Time offer management platform, and Rent Spree, those are very easy to use platforms. But what we do, Lou, is we wrap those in. We have short videos that are available on the FMLS YouTube channel, everything from 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, up to an hour of YouTube videos on each of those so that you can take a look. A lot of times we find our agents will use the Mind Flash self-paced training and go into the segment of what they're looking to learn how to do. And then we also obviously do our classes, both CE and non-CE, for any of these platforms. But in today's technology, the AirDNA platform, the Remind platform, They're very easy to use. And if you need any help, again, the FMLS YouTube channel has a plethora of videos on how to dive in and do quick in and out things that an agent wants to do. Because oftentimes, Lou, you have a phone call, you need to serve that buyer or seller right then, and you have about 3 minutes to go figure it out. And that's where the YouTube channel of FMLS comes into play, that you can go right into a product on the YouTube channel with FMLS and learn it, and then go schedule a longer class if you need a deeper dive. So we're happy to offer these tools that are much easier to use in today's technology realm than they were a decade ago.
You've put together really one of the best support teams that I have ever been exposed to and work with. And tell me a little bit, would you like to tell people about how the support group that you have helps us with some of these learning and help? What are the guidelines that you have for use and working with your support team?
Lou, we offer live 6 days a week support. We offer chat and we offer email. Our support team oftentimes will respond to chats and emails 7 days a week, especially emails. I will tell you, in August, we took over 8,000 calls, emails, and chats, and our customer support team had a satisfaction rating of 96.5%, which is unprecedented in any industry. And we know agents that call us need help right away, or when they're on the chat, they need help right away. And we send a survey back to every inquiry that comes in. And we're over 96% customer satisfaction rating, and on average taking over 8,000 inquiries a day, much of which is phone calls. And so it's very easy to get with our support team. And if there's a training need, our support team helps with the training, not just technical support. And then if you need further assistance, like ordering from the stores, the support team can route you directly to get any of your store ordering done. They can also register you for training classes right there on the phone and let you know what the schedules and the options and the availability are from that perspective. And then they can point you to the large knowledge base we have for all of the subscribers. Once they log in within FMLS, there's a searchable knowledge base that they can use as well, and the support team will help guide you through that over the phone. So we're very proud of that. 96% is huge for us. That was in August, and it was record setting really for the group. They've never been in the past 3 years under 90%, but 96% with over 8,000 calls was pretty amazing. And we're happy to have them provide support, not only for our brokers and agents, but if there are needs in Gulf Coast, there's needs in Birmingham, or any of those other out of area agents, we're happy to help them as well, just to make sure we can connect them with our brokers and agents.
That's really phenomenal, particularly with all the new products. And it is essential that you have such a phenomenal support team, because if for no other reason than you are introducing so many new products, and it's very helpful sometimes to talk to a live voice and on the phone the other end and be able to talk to them, and they're easily accessible. And my hat goes off to the support team that you put together, Jeremy. The last thing I wanted to talk a little bit about is just briefly, is since it's near and dear to my heart, is the commercial land. I have a couple listings, commercial land listings in FMLS, and it looks like they're going under contract this week from just the exposure in FMLS directly. What are you doing with the commercial properties, and how can all the additional exposure that you're adding help that aspect of our business?
Absolutely. Well, with all the data shares that we have and are bringing on in place, we're going to be syndicating that to even more destinations for your commercial properties. And as you know better than I do, and by the way, congratulations on those two going under contract, Lou. And for all of the exposure out there, we want to just continuously increase the exposure. We have the international MLS as an international marketing platform that those commercial listings are syndicated to. Brevitas is a commercial portal in the United States that we added about 9 months ago. So we now syndicate those listings to Brevitas, which is a commercial specific portal that's out there. And then all of our standard distributions out there, we have over 1,000 destinations that we syndicate listings for the brokers and agents, both commercial and residential, both lease and purchase, Lou, and we send those out as much as we can to make sure there's maximum exposure. But I do think that the expansion of the brokers and agents network that we're connecting with is going to get more eyes through FMLS on those commercial listings. And we've seen commercials increase in the number of commercial leases that we have within FMLS. And we're going to continue to promote and grow that, Lou, so we can help your land or any other type of commercial listing move quicker, because we know there's a lot of changes out there in the commercial marketplace, just like the residential marketplace.
That is for sure, no doubt about it. It's hard to keep up with so many of the changes there too. So, thanks, Jeremy. It's great to have you on the show, and I know that our agents throughout the service area really appreciate the update and the phenomenal job that you are doing, along with your team, your management team, and your and your support staff. So, thank you very much. Congratulations for all this phenomenal new aspects of the work at FMLS you are introducing. And again, if I can help you with any of your real estate needs, please send me an email at lou@louwieland.com. And I'd also like to thank Donna Davis of Pro Video Talent for producing this program. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.
Thank you.